What's up, guys? Mr. Basie here, and today we're going to be doing an interview with Rahul. Why don't you say what's up, Rahul?
What's up, guys?
All right, and today's topic is going to be the HCS Gamescom 2015 tournament, so basically Halo 5 Guardians in its most recent version. Basically, I just want to start this interview out with your initial thoughts on this particular tournament and the most recent version of the game.
I liked what I saw, and I think it's going to be an exciting game, honestly, because it's a lot more fast-paced than the previous games, and that's going to be interesting to see what people are able to do with the games, like the mechanics of the games.
All right. So first and foremost, let's talk about the pistol, which was used pretty much religiously during the tournament. So before we actually jump into the specifics of that, what are your initial thoughts on that with the most updated version of that weapon?
I think the new pistol is awesome. Like, I saw a few players were able to get like kills with it across map, and I think that's really cool.
Right, yeah, so there were definitely some significant changes. Even the commentators were talking about this, so it kind of slightly confirms it on a factual basis that there were indeed changes. But just from watching the pistol perform, it would kind of seem that the fire rate has been given a pace of some sorts, and that the bloom has been reduced. So in essence, do you feel as though this current version of the pistol can rival some of the main precision rifles of the game?
I don't think it could really like rival it, but if you're like, because if you're going up against a BR with the pistol, like, I'm pretty sure the BR is gonna win like most of the times. But if like, it really depends on like how like when you use the pistol, you know what I mean? Because like if a player's just like mid-range, then you're gonna need to want to use the pistol rather than an SMG or an AR.
Right. I mean, even you said that you could cross map people with the pistol. So I mean, do you feel as though that kind of introduces an aspect of rivalry with precision rifles? I mean, I know you just kind of stated that it's kind of situational, but I mean, assuming someone may be really good. I mean, some of these pros can hit shots across the map. So assuming some other players may be that good at aiming, do you think that in that situation that you could rival DMRs, BRs? I mean, it would kind of be hard, but I mean, if you could,
oh
do you
yeah,
think it would
probably
happen?
yeah. Yeah, but I mean, that just relies on the player skill. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. It's not something that's easy.
Yeah,
I mean, the red reticle didn't extend that far anyway.
Right.
Yeah, it was basically just the players being able to hit the shot. So, do you think, overall, do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing that it potentially can rival some of these precision rifles simply because, in most game types, maybe even competitive, I don't know, we don't know the rules yet, but most of these game types, we're going to be able to spawn with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good thing because it allows players to use the pistol, because I know in like Halo 3 or Halo 2, like, people didn't really use the pistol at all, and it just like takes a weapon out of the gameplay, you know what I mean?
Right, and having a good pistol definitely kind of satiates you until you're able to get a better weapon anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, that's definitely some interesting stuff. So the next thing I want to move on from the pistol is definitely equally as important, which is the shotgun. And just like before, give me your initial thoughts before we even move on to the specifics.
I think the shotgun is pretty OP for this game because, like, some of the kills that the players got from, like, with the shotgun surprised me because how far they were, from their enemy.
Absolutely. So, do you feel as though and I know you kind of just answered this, but do you feel as though the shotgun's range is too much for a Halo game, or do you feel as though this Halo shotgun is somewhat justifiable based upon the increased level of movement introduced in the game?
Yeah, I think it is justifiable because I feel people, like, with the introduction of, like, the thrusters, like, as, not a... what was it, armor ability, but as a player ability that everyone has,
as
like,
an attribute.
Yeah, people are gonna be able to like evade those shots, so it's not gonna be too overpowered, and like, it doesn't come as like with that much ammo either, so that's a good thing too. So that really balances it out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another thing that I could think that, at least in competitive, maybe even some, public matches, I'm not sure, but in competitive, more than likely they would reduce the clip size and overall ammo capacity. Right. So now, really quickly, just for fun, think of it from a perspective of getting killed by it. Okay, let's say the enemy team is using it on you. Do you feel like it would get annoying then, or do you still feel as though the range is warranted?
I think at first it will be annoying because, we're not going to be used to being killed by a shotgun from that far away, so it's going to get some time to get used to it. Like, you're going to need to know if this player has a shotgun, I need to be this far away from him in order for him to, like, not get the shot off on me, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's definitely going to, kind of make people a little bit more aware and try to keep track of the player that does have the shotgun,
right,
so that they could, keep track of them and keep their distance a little bit. So next up is the sniper. Now, we didn't really see a lot of sniper gameplay, and even the stuff we did see was, it was kind of, they were trying to go for some flashy stuff, honestly. That's kind of what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
So do you feel as though there were any major changes to it in any way that you could visually perceive, or no, like from the beta?
I think the main thing that I noticed was like when you zoom in, the time that it takes for the animation to happen to where you can see it was a little drawn out from the previous games. I don't know. That's just what it looked like.
Oh
to
no,
me.
yeah, whatever you thought you saw.
Yeah.
But specifically from the beta sniper to this version, do you think there was any difference?
No, not that I saw. I think.
All right. So some common things that have actually been said about the Halo 5 sniper on the forums and just in general is that the fire rate is a little too slow, and just like Halo 4, it takes up too much of the screen. So do you agree in any way with either of these two statements?
Right, yeah. That is one thing that I don't like, that it does take up a lot of the screen, like space.
So moving on from this, let's discuss the BR and DMR, which surprisingly actually weren't seen all that much, more than likely because of the fact that the pistol was, good enough that they didn't feel like they needed to pick up those weapons. So do you think that there are any major differences between this version of the game and the beta a few months ago in terms of these two particular weapons?
No, not any difference that I saw, yeah. One thing that I did like about the DMR and versus the BR is that most of the times, the BR is gonna win in close quarters matches against the DMR, unlike how it was in Reach, where people were or not Reach.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Halo 4, right? Where the DMR would pretty much win like all the time against the BR.
Yeah, at least up until the update happened. That was definitely the case.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. So that's basically going to conclude all the questions that I have for you today, dude. So basically your overall thoughts of this version of the game, which again, in all likelihood, could very well be the final product we see on launch day. Are you kind of content with what you've seen, or would you like to see some things changed? And if so, what things would those be?
Nah, I'm pretty happy with what 343 has given us and what we've seen so far with the Halo Championship Series. Like, I thought that the player abilities were gonna be like overpowered or not, but the gameplay surrounding those attributes were pretty good. Like the ground pounds, I thought people were just gonna be spamming those, but it's gonna be hard to get kills with those. Because whenever I saw a player trying to get a ground pound kill, everyone just concentrated their fire at them and they were taken out pretty quickly. So it's definitely going to be hard to get kills with those and stuff.
Definitely some situational stuff.
Right.
All right, so thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. I know a lot of the previous video got some really good feedback. They really like your veteran style opinion. So thank you for actually taking the time to do this, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, next time, hopefully we'll be able to get Shady to watch this and get an interesting comparison, contrast, maybe see what things actually line up to Rahul's opinion. And remember, he is a competitive player, but more so on the Call of Duty side, just a very recent Halo player. And so it'll be really interesting to see what he has to say as well. But until then, guys, make sure you rate the video what you think it deserved. Obviously, it helps me out, letting me know how you enjoyed the video. And if you want to become a Sage in training, make sure you subscribe today. This has been Mr. Bazy, your favorite Sage, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.